Here I am approaching Mops. He is a Mustang that it has become a little hard to catch as he's not been handled very much lately. You'll see I approach him and wait for him to look at me, and then I move around him in a curve so that I'm not coming straight at him. And that allows him to follow my movements without feeling like I'm coming at him. This video is also sped up to 1.5 times, so everything is a little bit slower in real time, but then the video is a manageable length. So I wait at a distance for him to indicate towards me by looking at me with both eyes, and then I move a bit closer. When he moves his head away, I stop and wait again until he looks at me again. There, he looked at me, so I moved a little bit forward. You'll notice I'm always aligning my spine in the same direction that he is, so I'm not facing onto him with my solar plexus or my hips, because horses communicate with their solar plexus. So you pointing your solar plexus at him is more intense for him and feels like more pressure to him than if I'm sort of parallel to him like this. So I just wait. Every time he looks at me, I move a step closer and see if he continues to look at me or if he then looks away. The look away can mean a lot of things. Since we're just starting this process with him, I take it to mean the pressure is feeling like a little bit more than he wants. So he's creating more space between me and him by moving his head away, and also that's a precursor to him actually walking away. And obviously, as you're trying to catch a horse, it's a lot easier to catch one that's standing still than one that's walking away. You can see here he actually takes a step back and looks at me. So I move back quite a bit, but keep looking at him to see if I can draw him towards me. Sometimes walking backwards will draw a horse towards you as they're kind of feeling curious about you. And also then I'm not going to take advantage of him looking at me and taking a step towards me by instantly going up to him. I can still feel his hesitancy and his cautiousness around me, so I'm going to continue to take it slow and just show him that I'm not going to surprise him. I'm not going to ambush him. We're going to come to an agreement about this together. So you can see me continuing to do this over and over. He looks at me. I don't stare at him. I kind of look at him, look down at the ground, look up at the sky, look back at him, show him the rope. I also am not hiding the rope because I don't want him to feel like, oh, human. I'm curious about human. Oh my God, rope. That's a different thing than human. So I want him to understand that, like, even though I'm holding the rope, that doesn't mean I'm going to use it in a way that he's not comfortable with, so that he can build the trust with me, rope or no rope. So you can see me doing the same thing again, just repeating the process, allowing him to dictate how close I get, and teaching him that his movement actually does mean something to me and that I am observing his movement, because horses don't generally move for no reason. Even if they're, like you can see here, he's resting a hind leg, so he's getting a little bit more relaxed. But if he were to put that hind leg down again, it would mean that he's kind of becoming more tense with my presence. So I want him to be quite relaxed and able to engage with me and have that feeling of him coming towards me, even if he doesn't actually walk towards me, sort of that feeling of openness where he's not bracing against my presence. He's not feeling resistant and frozen and shut down. I want him to be part of this process, because if you show him that he does have a choice, you can get much more cooperation and safety, and you won't be as likely to run into a horse that is uncomfortable but just not showing it because they feel afraid to show how they really feel until they sort of explode or spook or kind of whatever. So I want him to have a conversation with me about this. So now I'm just giving him space to process. You can see he's licking and chewing a little bit. He's kind of processing, thinking, relaxing. He looks back at me here. I obviously was looking the other way, so I didn't notice, but he keeps sort of his eye on me. Here you'll see he's looking at something, and he's not taking his eye off it. So I quickly looked over there to see and show him, yep, I'm looking, but I don't think it's anything to worry about. Then he comes towards me again and kind of indicates towards this bin on the ground to, it could be a displacement behavior, or it could be like a curiosity. But the fact that he's doing something other than just standing there and either pretending I don't exist or turning away is good. So you'll see I walked up to him there, let him sniff the rope, and then immediately left before he could leave. That is so that, again, he feels safe. He doesn't feel like he has to run away because I am not going to push him. We're going to come to an agreement about this without chasing him. More just standing, waiting for him to engage with me. Again, he's looking at something, so I look at it to see what's going on. And the reason I'm not chasing him is because what I don't want is for him to feel like human come toward me equals run away. When horses are hard to catch, in my experience, it's because they don't feel safe with whatever's going on, or they're resistant to whatever's going on, and they don't feel like being with a human is going to help them feel good about whatever's going on. So I don't chase. Here I'm just approaching again, waiting for him to kind of give me both eyes, indicating that he's curious, interested, with those two ears pointed forward at me. You'll also notice that I'm not coming at him. I'm kind of approaching him with a curve around him, and I'm not really increasing the distance or decreasing the distance, between the two of us. I'm just sort of circling him. Horses also approach each other with a curve. Usually they don't tend to approach each other head on when they're first meeting. And again, here I am standing sort of parallel to him. I'm moving myself in relation to him so he can see me in lots of different areas, because horses obviously have binocular vision. They can't see between, right at the front and right at the back. So I want him to see me in different parts of his vision and not and have me be the kind of the same and give him the same sort of relaxed tone no matter where I'm standing. So I'm not driving him anywhere or creating any feelings of chasing behind him at all. Here I go for the bucket to see if we can come to an understanding about the interesting bucket. He doesn't really go for it. He's kind of like, yeah, that's nice, but actually you're still here and I don't like you too much. I did feed him a treat there out of my pocket, so that was progress, but you'll see when I move the rope closer to him, he says no. So I give him another treat. He's kind of curious, but you'll see he's kind of guarding his body away from me. So in this instance, I move a little bit out in front of him where it's reasonable that I wouldn't actually be able to catch him from this distance, but I am a little bit out in front of him. You'll see he walked away, so I walked away. What I don't want is to have him feel he really needs to walk away from me. I want him to know that I am watching the smallest signal. So again, showing him the rope, seeing his reaction. If he walked away there, I would increase the distance. You see him turning his head away. That was a test where, I felt that he was still curious about the rope, but maybe not super comfy. So I tried to see if I could get close, worked out that time. If he had walked away, I would have moved further away and gone sort of to the right of the screen. I walk past him here as well, lots of walking past, indicating my body and my energy past him rather than towards him, so he can just kind of get used to me being there without feeling like he needs to leave. The other thing too is this horse has had some history of pain lately, so I do not want to chase him. I do not want to make him move because I do not want him to associate pain with me. I want him to associate comfort and safety with me, and fear as well. The chasing can indicate fear. They wouldn't run away from you if they didn't feel like there was something to run from. So I really don't want to create that emotional state in him. I'd rather that we both exist in a sense of safety, even if I can't touch him yet, because that safety will build and build and build and kind of put money in the bank, deposit some trust in the trust bank. Whereas if I keep chasing him every time he sees me, we are taking out of that trust bank. So to me, that's not how I personally want to build my relationship with a horse, especially one like this that's a bit cautious of people. So still just doing the same thing. We've obviously moved around the paddock a little bit. I show him the rope here away from me without moving my body. So you can see me stretching my arm, but as soon as I get my body towards him as well, he leaves, or he feels he has to move away. So that's where you can tell that he might be comfortable with the rope. He might be comfortable with me, but he's not super comfortable with me plus the rope coming towards him. He did a little shake off a few seconds ago, so he is letting go of some tension there. Play with the rope a little bit, show it to him, but I am trying not to I'm trying to keep our bubbles very separated. So he has his bubble, I have mine. I'm trying not to push into his bubble too much with my own body, though the rope is kind of stretching in there. He looks away there, I move away. I'm kind of always watching him to see how much he moves away, and then I match my response to that at this stage. Earlier in the video, you saw me moving away quite a bit. Now I kind of have a feel for how much he's going to move, and so I tone down my response to match his response so we can kind of match energy as well. The other thing is, if I were to swing the rope at him and get really big, what he's giving me here is a calm, relaxed state, though not interested in engaging with me too much. I think right here is where he starts doing a series of yawns. So I probably could have clipped the rope on at this point, but that would have been so counterproductive to what he is doing. All of these yawns are indicating that he is letting go of a ton of tension about me being in the paddock, about him and the rope existing together. I'm quite close to him at this point. You can't really see me, but I'm maybe about a foot away. And I'm just standing there letting him release. I'm not facing him. I'm actually facing, if I remember correctly, I was facing his butt. So again, just trying to let him have space to process me here, and think about what's going on, and giving him lots of time to do whatever he needs to do to feel safe without feeling like he has to run away. So you'll see he yawned there probably like 6 or 7 times. Again, that's indicating that he's letting go of tension. Then he turns around to engage with me, which is really interesting, because what he could have done, and maybe would have done if he wasn't starting to feel safe, is move away. But he just chooses to stand and process with me there. And I don't put any more pressure on him. I just kind of wait with him and see what he feels like, because I'm trying to create, again, that emotional safety in the horse, and think about what their emotional experience is of whatever we're doing together. So I'm just waiting. Apologies, this part is kind of hard to see because I'm on the other side of him, but he's licking and chewing, he's yawning. Um, he looked a bit sleepy. It's hard to tell in the video because he's so dark, but he did look a bit sleepy at this stage, which indicates a little bit of processing. It can indicate shutdown as well. If he stayed there for too long, in the sleepy stage, I would do something to kind of wake him up, whether move around, like change my distance to him, change my proximity to him, make a sound, talk to him, something, because you don't want him to kind of go too internal. You still want him present, but you can see he's still engaging with me. He's engaging with the environment, the setting. So I just stay with him. And like I said, if I wanted to be really fast here, I could have clipped the rope on. But to me, I would rather we spend the time building the communication than I get my way. And that's kind of how I work with horses too, is um, I have a goal, of course, but I want the horse to feel safe in that goal. It doesn't mean I never do anything or that I don't push them sometimes, but I spend the time to build that foundation first, so that we can both feel safe communicating with each other as we go. So here he's actually letting me touch his nose a little bit, but you can see he's pretty unsure. He steps one step, I step one step away. But I just stay, and I keep at that close distance, because I can feel that he is starting to let go of his resistance a little, but I, again, don't want to push it. So just staying here with him, letting him come back to me at his pace. That's the other thing, is allowing him to communicate with me at his pace, and giving him the time he needs to kind of understand that this is a conversation we're having. It's not me dictating to him. Asking him to engage with me. He gives me an ear there, but doesn't really do much else. So I try and get a little closer. Here he's actually letting me pet his shoulder, which I wouldn't have been able to do at the beginning of the video. And he's kind of maybe not about that, but I keep trying. Again, you can see my body language. I'm trying to lean my body a bit away from him. It's hard because I'm on ice, on a pile of ice. But you can see he's not sure. So I'm actually touching him with a really light touch, and just take my hand away there so that he knows I'm not going to put it too much on him at this stage. Try and move up parallel with where I would put the rope on. So it's again, I'm trying to put all the pieces together. So me plus the rope plus standing in the place where I would stand plus reaching the rope out plus clipping the rope on later. So here, try and see if he can relax his head down to me. He's not 100% sure about that. But he does come back. He is a little bit unsure. He's not sure what I'm doing down there. And he also might feel that if he puts his head down, I will grab the bottom of the halter. He knows that that's possible. So here I'm coming back a little closer to him, facing away from him there for a second, here I'm trying to see what he'll do if I walk close to him, but still walking past, but a little bit closer than I was before. You can see the sharp movements. He'll touch me with his nose and then jerk himself away. That means he is curious but not feeling 100% safe to kind of stay in that curiosity, and that jerk away is that sort of emotional brace. Here I try and pet him again. He's not sure about that. I stay a little bit longer. Here I'm trying to pet his withers, see how much petting he will allow, sort of as a prerequisite to clipping the rope. He's not sure. I kind of push it. He's leaning. I'm trying to see how far we can go, only because I felt like we had maybe built, but as you can see, I was wrong. So that's the other thing. You have to be willing to be wrong and not push your agenda on the horse. If you push it too far and they move away, in that case, he moved quite a bit away, further than he had. So that was my mistake. And I just start the approach and retreat again. Same thing as we did before, where he looks at me, I stop. He kind of engages with the ground. I wait for him to engage with me before I move towards him again. If I continued to move towards him, he would just continue to move away at that slow pace. And one of us would have to escalate in order to connect with the rope. So I don't want to be escalating if I don't have to. In this case, we have lots and lots of time. It's not an emergency. There's no reason for me to escalate. So I just kind of pick up some garbage on the ground there, walk past him again, kind of continue to show him that it's my presence is okay. I did cut off there just because it was getting dark, but I would keep doing that in order to eventually catch him.